November 2015, I went shooting the competition of manual tea rolling in Shizuoka, so let me share my experience with you. The manual tea rolling, temomi, is the traditional way of processing Japanese tea, basically established in 18th century. Today, Japanese tea is 100% mechanically processed. Manual processing costs too much to be put on the market. However, the manual tea rolling develops an appreciation for tea and tea processing that helps even when using machines. So, in every tea production area, there are associations to keep up the tradition of manual tea rolling. And today is the day, once in a year, after everyday practice, to give it a try and compete with one another. Every team starts with 2.4 kilo tea leaves that are already steamed. The competition has started a little earlier than arranged. First of all, you have to lessen the water in the steamed damp leaves. This first step is called haburui, or leaf shaking. Now let's see how they make these watery leaves into tea leaf, which is beautifully shaped and full of aroma and flavor. Each team consists of 3 people. There are 2 student teams of the National Institute of Vegetable and Tea Science, where they learn manual tea rolling as well. The table for tea rolling, hoiro, is heated all the time. The heat hastens processing, but too much heat damages the tea. It is said that the most suitable temperature for the leaves is about body heat. Some teams already have moved to the next step, kaiten-momi. The competition takes 4.5 hours. The participants can have lunch outside in turn, but most of them take only drinks, candies, or pickled clams. While some teams are still doing haburui. When to move to the next step is up to team. The final goal is the same, to have excellent tea in the end. After haburui, the surface of the leaf got dried more than inside. That's why the moisture content of the leaf must be equalized by this kaiten-momi. Otherwise, only the surface would be scorched and the leaf would be broken. Jotan, the papered top of the table, is gradually getting stained with juice of the leaf. At first, they do kaiten-momi lightly and then add more and more pressure so that the water in the middle of the leaf seeps out. With light and heavy rolling, inside and outside, leaf edge, vein and stem, the moisture in all parts of the leaf will be equalized. What is more, in this process, the cellular tissue of leaves will be broken and generate good taste of tea. After heavy kaiten-momi comes nakaage, that means cooling down the leaf for a while, and tamatoki, loosening lumps. Meanwhile, the work table will be cleaned up. At this moment, however, many teams were still doing kaiten-momi. After nakaage comes momikiri. But each team proceeds at its own pace as ever. Brushing the top with glue makes the leaves slide well. Momikiri is a rather difficult move. By twisting leaves between your palms, the tea gets shaped into long and needle-like form. After momikiri, they move to the last phase of processing. The Fujieda team from Shizuoka already has begun kokuri. Kokuri is the last step. Aligned in the same direction, the leaves get straighter and sharper. This is denguri-momi. This move is set before kokuri. The leaves will be rubbed by each other so that they get shaped further. The Kyotanabe team from Kyoto uses a board for finishing. That is called itazuri. The way of tea rolling a little differs from team to team, depending on areas or schools they belong to. Shizuoka's Fujieda team has already finished the work. The tea is now spread on the table to be dried. Nara's A team has also done. But at this time, most of teams are still struggling in the last 30 minutes. Now there's an announcement that only 10 minutes are left.
近づいていますが、
それでは1時半になりました。
At 1:30, the time is up. All teams stop working while the tea will be dried continuously. At 2 o'clock, samples will be taken for examination. This is the results. The number 1 was Ibaraki Sashima's Team A. Number 2 was Shizuoka Fujieda. Number 3 was Mie's Team A. Each tea is scored out of 50 points by its shape, color of leaf, aroma, color of tea, and taste.
最優秀賞茨城県佐島茶手もみ保存会 A チーム
Regardless of age and sex, every team worked so hard today to make about 500-gram tea in 4.5 hours. They are proud of preserving tea culture and have deep affection for the tea.